Smile because it happened, baby. Cry because it's over. I want you to miss me. I want you to miss me.
Hey, how y'all doing?
We're talking about Short and Sweet, the album. Let's go. This is not a first time reaction. I think at this point I have listened to the album about 3 times now. I'm just not a good first time reactor. I don't think I am, which might be a little weird and maybe kind of surprising for me to say, because I do have a video out where I did a first time reaction to Renee Rapp's EP, Everything to Everyone, and I also did a first time reaction to Midnights by Taylor Swift. But I've just come to realize I'm not a good first time reaction. Like, I need some time to like process the music and then I can talk about it. Like, listening to it just the first time, like, I'm not going to give the thoughts that I will have about it after I listen to it a couple more times. You know what I mean? I need like 3 or 4 listens, 2 to 4, 3 to 2, a nice amount of listens before I can like really say how I feel about a song, how I feel about an entire project, etc, etc. So that's what this is. But with this album, I knew I wanted to do a review of some sort. I wanted to talk about it on this channel, but I knew I couldn't do a first time reaction because I don't think me first time reacting to it would be doing it justice for what the project is. And I am very factual and I know myself so well because I did need to listen to this album a couple of times to really like get my thoughts together about the songs and just like the project as a whole. So that's what this video is going to be, a review of Short and Sweet, basically. I don't know, for me personally, it's just really hard to be like put on the spot and like say thoughts about things. I need some time to digest and process, so that's what I did. I have my notes down here, and let's talk about this freaking album, Short and Sweet by Sabrina Carpenter, honey. So first up, we're gonna do a song by song breakdown, starting from the first one and just like working our way down the track list, and I'm gonna talk about how I feel about each of the songs. So here's that. First up, Taste, the music video, which I listened to the album last night, like right when it dropped at midnight, and then the Taste music video came out today. Let's take a moment of silence quickly for that. The most goriest, horrific thing ever. It very much gave like Bottoms vibe. Like, this is hilariously, why are you so being so graphic and crazy? But it was so fun and so funny. That kiss between her and Jenna Ortega, wasn't expecting it, didn't think I was gonna wake up to that, but awesome, sweet, so slay, love that. Great little video, very graphic, hilariously horrific and violent, so crazy. Taste the music video, great, loved it. Taste the song, let's talk about that now. So when I first listened to the song, you know, it's the first song, intro to the album, there was a part of me that kind of wished that we got an intro song to the album that felt similar to like Emails I Can't Send, you know, literally Emails I Can't Send, the song intro to that album. I wish we kind of got something like that because that just felt like such a solid introduction into like what that album was. Emails I Can't Send is just so near and dear to my heart, and I just love the intro of that album. Great song, short little song, love it, perfect intro in my opinion. And I kind of wish we got something like that, like a sort of like intro that like slowly brings us into what this album is. But at the same time, I think that just shows how different this album is from Emails I Can't Send. And I don't mean that in a good way or a bad way, like it's just straight factual. Like, this album is not that, and this album is its whole new other thing for her, which we love. So after I realized that, I was like, okay, Taste is very fun actually, and I think it is a good intro to the album because it's like throwing us right into it, you know what I mean? Like showing like, okay, this album, we're getting upbeats, we're getting poppy, we're getting into that vibe, which is fun. I adore the bridge on this song, perfect to me, and yeah, I really like that song. Short, so many of the songs on here are very short, which we will obviously talk about, but it was really interesting seeing this track list and seeing the song lengths, and I'm like, okay, why are these all so short? It's fine. Is it though? I don't know. Next up is Please Please Please. We all know her, we all love her, there's really nothing to say about her, but I will say that this single truly did not like outgrow me or like overgrow on me as much as like Espresso did, which I think, I don't know, Espresso just like really was like that song, you heard it everywhere, etc, etc. There was something about Please 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 that just felt a bit different. I don't even know, like it just doesn't even have the same like super poppy song of the summer vibe as like Espresso, but it's just still like such a good song and I absolutely adore her. And I don't know, I can listen to that song and not feel a bit annoyed like when I listen to Espresso and I'm like, okay, I get it, we've been here before, I know her too well at this point. Maybe overplayed is the term. There's just something about Please 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 that just does not feel overplayed for me just yet, which is great to say. I love that song. I love the different vibes that we get like throughout it. Like I feel like there's like 3 different vibes within that one song, but then it's all still so coherent and works so well together. Jack Antonoff, you did something good. You did something good on that one. Sabrina, Jack Antonoff, you guys did something good on that one. Thank you. Next up, Good Graces. Good Graces. This one kind of shocked me. When it first started playing, I was like, whoa, what is this? And then after that initial shock, I was like, oh, this is fun. I love the vibe of this. This is so cool. It very much gave me the vibe of New Jeans and like the stuff that they're putting out right now. Very reminiscent of like How Sweet, that specific song by New Jeans. And I love that song, so I love this vibe. This song just very much like slaps you in the face. Like you get right into it pretty much immediately. And I really love that. Also, it kind of reminded me a bit of Ariana too. I feel like some stuff that we kind of did in Positions and a little bit of the stuff that we did in Eternal Sunshine, kind of like boy bye-ish. I don't know, I just really like the song and I love the vibe of it. So yeah, I get a bit of New Jeans, I get a bit of Ariana from this song, but then at the same time the song is just so Sabrina. Like her vocals on this, especially at the end, awooga awooga awooga. Good graces, good song, I love her. Okay, next up, Sharpest Tool. Sharpest Tool. I love the softer vibe on this one. This one I heard and I was like, oh, this is a song for me. This was like a first time listening and I immediately knew this song is a song that is like going to do something to me internally, and I love it. I truly love this song. Also, the production on certain parts of this song, so good. Listen with headphones. Listen with headphones and thank me later. When I first listened to this, I did not have headphones on. I was just listening to it out loud, and then I heard like certain parts. I was like, I feel like the production on this will like eat down with headphones on. Then I put my headphones on during my second listen and I couldn't have been more right. Couldn't have been more right. It's perfect. The production, oh, it's so good. It's so good. I love it. I love it so much. There's something about it that feels a bit reminiscent to Skinny Dipping. There's something about like the talkiness of the song, you know what I mean? Also, the vibe feels like a bit of opposite to me, which I'm the biggest opposite lover, the biggest opposite defender. Like nobody loves opposite more than me, personally. But there's just something about Sharpest Tool that kind of gives me a little bit of opposite vibes, just a little bit. There was just something that was like scratching my brain while I was listening to Sharpest Tool that was telling me like, this feels a bit opposite. Also, we need to take a brief moment of silence for this specific lyric. Seems like overnight I'm just the bitch you hate now. I can't even form words about how much I love that lyric, how much like that just mouth wide open, hand covering mouth, jaw drops to the floor kind of a vibe when I first heard that lyric. And yeah, and finally, the final thing I want to say about this song that I love so much, I don't know why, but it just definitely felt like Jack Antonoff worked on this, and I do mean that in a good way. Sometimes I am a Jack Antonoff hater, I will say that. You can come for me if you would like to, I guess, but in this case, and also just like spoiler alert kind of, but all the songs he worked on, all the songs they worked on together, I really love. So Jack, you did something good. You did something good today. Congrats to you. Anyway, moving on now. Coincidence. This one, give me a bit of country. I am here for her country. I'm here for her to do a little bit of a country vibe. I am the biggest Already Over defender out there. Like till the day I die, I will be riding for Already Over. No question, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. So I love when she like tapped into a little bit of a country vibe. This one though, Coincidence, on the first listen, I wasn't the biggest fan of her. And I was like, okay, I think she's gonna have to grow on me a bit. The production on this is just like a little bit too repetitive for me. Sue me, I'm sorry. But then the last minute of the song changed things for me, completely switched it on its head. I was like, okay, wait, the song, I get it now, I get it, and it's really good. And then in my second listen, I was like really paying attention to the lyrics, and the lyrics completely changed the game for me too. The drama of it all, the tea of it all, I quite love it. Love it. And now I really like Coincidence. Next up, Bed Chem. The second verse is quite good to me. I really like the second verse of the song. Also, overall, the song just kind of gave me like a Silk Sonic vibe at first. It's very like sexy, very groovy, a little funky. Initially, I was like, I don't know if I really like her that much, I'll be honest. At first, I was like, Bed Chem, I don't know how I feel about you. Now, after my second, third listen, she's grown on me a bit. I think she's a bit of fun. The lyrics make me giggle here and there. I don't know. It's just a very like, oh, I'm in love kind of song. Also, it kind of reminded me of that one song by Dua Lipa, Good in Bed by Dua Lipa. It gave me a little bit of that. Just literally the premise of the songs is kind of like the same vibe. I think that's why I was thinking of it. I think sonically, I don't know if they really sound the same, but yeah, I was just thinking a lot about that song by Dua Lipa. After that first listen, I was like, this song is going to be a grower on me, and I was very right. Is it one that I would like immediately gravitate towards if I just want to listen to a few songs out of the album? No, but if I'm listening to the album in order, I'm not gonna skip it. It's not a skipper, it's just like not a first pick either though. It's like in that little middle ground gray area. Yeah, all right, let's move on now. Next up is Espresso, which we all know her, we all love her. I don't think we need to talk about her in this one, but I will say that Espresso literally feels like the epitome of pop music to me, and I do mean that in a very good way. And I also just love how it's just a bit of fun, a bit of silly, a bit of stupid, kind of like a nonsense vibe, and I love how she like embraces that and like accepts that. I think I was watching her Zane Lowe interview. They were like doing like a breakdown of like other songs in the album as well, songs that like weren't released yet, etc, but obviously they were still talking about Espresso too. And I just love how she embraces like the fact it's a silly stupid little song, and he's like, yes, silly little stupid song that it's like really really good and like so pop and so perfect in its own way. It's a silly little song, it's a bit of stupid, it's a bit of fun, it's the epitome of pop music to me, and yeah, that's me Espresso. Thank you. Next up, Dumb and Poetic. That song is too good. It's actually like diabolical how good that song is, and it's even more diabolical and evil how short that song is. It's literally the shortest song on the album. 2 minutes and 13 seconds that song is. why Sabrina, why so short, Sabrina? But then at the same time, she did say exactly what she needed to say in that song. She said exactly what she needed to say. She did exactly what she needed to do. Let's take a moment of silence for this lyric. Jack off to lyrics by Leonard Cohen. Yes, she said what she needed to say. And also, we need to take a moment of silence for a bunch of other lyrics in this song. Pretty much for all the lyrics in this song. We need to just take a breather, really absorb them, process them, be silent, be quiet, and yeah. This is just the most perfect song to me. Like, I can feel what she's feeling, especially at the end. Like, I clearly feel the anger and like disdain she's feeling for whomsoever this song is about, and however this man made her feel. Like, it's too good. It's too good. It's just too good. It's simply too good. That's all we're gonna say on Miss Dumb and Poetic for now, because if I don't stop talking about it, I will talk too much about it. So we're gonna stop now. Let's move on, class. Okay, yes. Next up is Slim Pickins, and oh, she is so real for this one. Oh. I felt very attacked by this song because, yeah, so true, so slay, so true, she's so real. The lyrics in this make me giggle so bad, but at the same time, like, I feel like she's speaking a little too close to home. And by home, I mean my home. I think she's outside my door knocking and singing the song to me. Yes. Yes. This one feels a bit too real, and then also when I get to Lie to Girls, that one's also a little bit too real, and that one feels like another attack, like she's knocking at my door and yelling that song to me as well. But I digress for right now. Lie to Girls comes a bit later. We'll talk about her a bit later. But Slim Pickins, another like country-ish vibe. I love it. Also, in that Zane Lowe interview, go watch it if you haven't. It's literally on YouTube. When they were talking about Slim Pickins during that interview, he was like, the song just feels like such a vibe of like, I'm in a bar drinking some whiskey and like this song is playing, and like somebody's like, oh, like who is this song by, blah blah, and like they're like, oh, that's like this local girl, you know, she lives right up the street. I forget exactly how he worded it, but he just said it like it felt so kind of like real in a way, or just like, oh, I know that person who made this song. Maybe I'll insert the clip of them talking about it because I feel like I'm not doing it justice.
Well, Slim Pickins is just like, I'm in the bar, man, and I'm listening to you, and you're an undiscovered singer-songwriter. But
what are you drinking?
I'm drinking, well, if I'm in a bar, I'm probably drinking a whiskey or something with some Diet Coke in it.
Whiskey feels right for that song.
Yeah, and I'm listening to you sing, and it's like, who is this singer? Oh, she just lives down the road. She sings on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
But you just fucking...
She's local.
But you're just owning this room.
But I just felt like, yes, that song is that almost like the country-ish vibe to it. This is like the country-ish vibe that I really love from her. Another Already Over-ish. I know we kind of get that with Coincidence, but this is a kind of like country-ish vibe that I love to get from her, and she needs to stay on it. Please, please, Sabrina, never give up. Never give up your country vibe, please. And yeah, that's kind of all we need to say on Slim Pickins. Now, moving on to Juno. Another funky beat. Another one that took a little second to grow on me at first. Another one that's like, oh, I'm in love kind of song, but then the same vibe of like bed chem, like I'm in love, but I also just really want you to be in my bed. And as someone, me, that is so against ever getting pregnant, I think I need to stay away from this song because I don't want to accidentally manifest something for myself. So yeah, but Juno, she's a fun vibe. It's so interesting to me how this one is the longest song on the album. Literally, I think 346 is how long this song is, and that just kind of shocked me a little bit. But I do love that little instrumental interlude moment that we get in this song, so it definitely makes sense why it's the longest. I really like it actually, but I will have to stay away from it because I'm not trying to do all that. Never ever trying to do all that. Next up, second to last, Lie to Girls. As I said before, she is so real for this song, just as she was with Slim Pickins. This one, she's even more real, and actually it's a bit kind of crazy how real she is for this one. It hurts me. She's attacking me. Ouch. Why are you hitting me in the face, Sabrina? Why are you hitting me in the face? Why are you slapping me across the face with these lyrics, Sabrina? Ouch, that hurt. Anyway though, I really love the production and just like the overall vibe of this song, and specifically like the last like 45 seconds to like minute of the song, just like the build-up of it all, and the instrumentals just kind of going like crazy in the background, and then also her vocals and like the ad-libs in it. Chef's kiss. Great song. Lie to Girls. Ouch, Sabrina, but at the same time, I love you for this one. Thank you. Now, next up, last up, Don't Smile. You already know I love this song. I was singing at the beginning of the video. Oh my god, Don't Smile is so good. It's a perfect song to me, and also perfect outro song, perfect last song to an album to me. Oh, I love it. I love it so much. It's crazy. It's actually kind of hard to like describe in words how much I adore and love and want to breathe and eat and have this song literally injected into my veins. It's actually kind of hard to describe it. I love her switching around the saying, like we all know it. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it's happened. Like I love the little switch. Don't smile because it happened, cry because it's over. She's a genius. She's simply a genius. And also, it's literally not the most groundbreaking thing ever to like do that, but at the same time, it's still just so clever and like really cool. in my opinion, personally. I love it. I love the production on the song. The intro, the first like 10 seconds, perfect to me. The whole production throughout it, perfect to me. I love her voice on the song, the ad-libs and like backing vocals that she does throughout most parts of the song. I think it's like a specific part in the middle-ish where she's just like, vocals are going crazy, the ad-libs are going crazy. She's perfect. I love it. The I want you to miss me part, I want you to miss me, I want you to miss me. It's just too good. It's just too good. The second verse of it, I love it. I love the way the second verse is done. I love all the lyrics in the song, just like overall what the song is about. And going back once again to that Zane Lowe interview, she talks about how this song is like actually not from personal experience, and like her friend was going through something like this, and then like that kind of inspired her to write the song. And I love that. And then also the outro of the song, like the way it kind of like just fades out. Perfect outro to a song. Perfect outro to a song that is the last song on an album too. You know what I mean? It's just too good. Like, of course you want the last song on an album to like slowly fade out and like slowly close out that album, close out that book, close that chapter, whatever you want to call it. It's just so perfect. The song was so perfect, and I guess it's actually really not that hard for me to describe everything I love about it. And that is the song by song, track by track breakdown, my thoughts, my opinions, my gibs, my gabs, all that good stuff. Now I feel like this next part is kind of obvious from the way I talked about certain songs, but I do want to say the songs that like I immediately loved after just that first listen. So obviously Don't Smile, literally from the first 10 seconds of that song I knew she was going to be so high. So yeah, Don't Smile, immediately loved her after my first listen. Sharpest Tool, that was one I was like, oh, I know this one's gonna do something for me. Dumb and Poetic, for obvious reasons. I can feel the raw emotions in that song, and I felt it from the first listen, and it just, oh, it's just too dang good. Slim Pickins, I had a great time during my first listen of that one. I was like, oh, I see this immediately. Like I said, the lyrics made me giggle a little bit. I had a little giggle, and then I also felt very offended. Same one with Lie to Girls. That was another one on my first listen that I was like, oh, I love you, but at the same time, I hate you for doing this to me. I feel like with the songs I just listed, this is kind of obvious, but I think the more like funkier and like groovier songs needed like a second to like grow on me personally, and like they kind of immediately did after 2 or 3 more listens, like Chem and like Juno. And now in our final little segment of this album review, ramble, whatever you want to call this, I will be going into the songs that I think will sound so good live, and the songs that I cannot wait to scream and shout and let it all out at my concert too. Raleigh show October 19th, I think it is. If you're going, let's talk in the comments below. I will be alone, and I don't want to be. Just kidding. I really don't care about going to concerts alone. It's actually like really chill experience for me. So, but if you are going to the Raleigh show, let's talk in the comments below. So Taste will eat down live, very much for obvious reasons. I think it'll be really fun. Good Graces, another one, very obvious. It will be really fun live. It will be really fun live. Sharpest Tool, I think that will be like a really fun vibe live too. I can just see like the We Never Talk About It part, like screaming that easily. Like, oh, I think that's gonna be so fun. Dumb and Poetic, which I initially thought like, oh, I don't know if she would like do this live, but then in the Zane Lowe interview, going back to that one more time, she mentions that she cannot wait to sing this song live too. Like the way the song is, I was like, oh, she's probably not gonna sing this live. It feels like a bit too real, a bit too emotional, a bit too raw, a bit too vulnerable, but no, she's gonna sing it live, and I cannot wait to scream that song live. Every single one of those lyrics, I cannot wait to scream and shout and let it all out and cry. Slim Pickins, this one is going to be a very fun one live. Also Lie to Girls, another one that's going to be a fun one live, especially like I was talking about, like the last like minute 45 seconds of the song where like there's a lot of build up and instrumentals. I can just imagine the band going so crazy during that part of the song, during the ending of it. I think it's going to sound literally so good. And then last one, Don't Smile, if she so allows it, this one be a great one live, because it's like kind of more of a chiller song, so I just would love to see the live version of it versus the studio. Like I just feel like live, if they could really like, the arrangement on it could be so good. Sabrina, please do it, please by Sabrina Carpenter. Oh, also I just want to quickly say I love how like unapologetically feral these lyrics are. Like my girl, like somebody need somebody get Barry, I hope you're doing your job. That's all I have to say. Barry, I hope you're doing your job. Thank you. That's it for this video. This was fun. I love short and sweet. I really do love it. I don't want to compare and contrast and all that stuff, comparing how I feel about Emails I Can't Send with how I feel about this album right now. They're just really 2 different bodies of work, and I want to like let them live in their own spaces. So I'm just gonna enjoy short and sweet as for right now, especially like as I'm leading up to my concert and like all that. And then if I ever want to like tap into Emails I Can't Send because she's so special to me, I will do that and not even think about like short and sweet. Maybe like a comparison here or there, like, oh, this lyric could be kind of like a vibe of this lyric, or even how I said like some songs kind of feel a bit the same, but just like the overall projects, the overall records, They're so different. Let's let them live in their own space and time, you know? That's it for this one. Thank you for coming along. More things coming soon. Eventually, someday, you'll see it. Hopefully. Thank you. Goodbye now. Bye.